Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and it has been a little while since I have made a video. Yeah, it's just been kind of a hectic time as of late because just this past week I started working a little bit. Well, yeah, I had a change in my work schedule, and so I'm working longer hours now. So it's just been kind of a hectic time for the last over a week now. But I finally am back with another video. And with December now upon us, of course Christmas is approaching, and I do have something planned for Christmas. But before I actually do get into my plans for Christmas, I figured I would make another retro wrestling review. And with it being December, I decided to take a look at a retro Armageddon show, as I usually do for December. So and I decided to make a review for Armageddon 2002. So, really, I don't hear people really talking about this pay per view. Yeah, I've said it before how really a lot of people really don't really talk about a lot of the 2002 pay per views. I mean, they talk about like the main ones that year, like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, King of the Ring. Yeah, they do talk about those, but the smaller pay per views like this one, people really don't really seem to be talking about a lot. I really don't hear people really mentioning a lot of the smaller 2002 pay-per-views, and it just is kind of strange that people really don't talk about any of the 2002 pay-per-views except for the main ones of that year. Yeah. And and also this pay-per-view, I felt that this was kind of not just this pay per view, but this period of the WWE, the late 2002 period. I felt it was kind of a kind of a strange time for the company because, I mean, it just is because there were quite a few of the a lot of top guys for the WWE that really were kind of that were just gone from the company during this time. Of course, Stone Cold was still gone because this was still during the time he walked out. Of course, he didn't come back until early 2003. So Stone Cold was still gone from the company at the time. Hulk Hogan was still gone from the company after Brock Lesnar took him out the summer that year. The Rock, of course, was still gone after losing the title to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam that year. The Undertaker was also gone from the company during this time. Of course, on the SmackDown following No Mercy, he was injured by the Big Show, and of course Undertaker didn't return until the Royal Rumble. Yeah, plus even a couple of weeks before this pay per view, even Rey Mysterio got injured. Rey Mysterio wasn't actually a an actual top star from the company, but he was still another guy that was injured during this pay per view also when he was gone from the company. So there were quite a few top stars and just people in general that really were just they were not they were gone from the company during this time. So this was just kind of a kind of a odd period for the WWE during this time. Yeah. As far as how the show goes, I guess overall, I'd say this was a good show, but I would probably just barely call it good because this show just seems like a very mixed bag. I mean, you did have good stuff on the show, but it just was very inconsistent because you sometimes would have you would have a good match, and then you would have a crappy match, then a good match, then a not a very good match, and it was just all over the place really with the show. You did have matches with guys there were guys like A-Train and Batista and the Big Show and just some guys like this that really really weren't all that good during this time and stuff. So there were matchups with guys like A-Train and Batista that really weren't very good at all. But I mean, you did still have some good matches on the show. Of course, this show really seems to be the most known for is the main event, which I will get to that in this review. But and of course it's also known for starting to set up the Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar storyline that would like lead up to WrestleMania 19, on this show. So yeah, so it is like it does have some stuff that would like is like known on this show, but yeah, this really is like just a show that I really don't really hear people talking about out a lot. So yeah, and it just seems to be kind of like just strange that nobody really talks about this because I mean, you do have some good stuff on the show, and it does have some good moments. But yeah, like I said, it's just very inconsistent because yeah, you do have like some matches that really do like are not very good, and some that just really suck and are really forgettable. But overall, I would like overall give the show a thumbs up, but just barely. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a thumbs up, but it's like really like sort of like teetering to kind of like go down. So yeah, but overall, I would still call this a good show. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess let me just talk about the card. So yeah, the show kicked off with a fatal four-way elimination match for the World Tag Team Championship. It was Chris Jericho and Christian defending against Booker T and Goldust, Lance Storm and William Regal, and the Dudley Boyz. And yeah, this was a pretty good opener right here. I mean, yeah, it was like I guess it was like a nice way to start off the show. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I did start off like pretty good, just like with the guys tagging in and out. I mean, the heel teams were kind of like making some blind tags with each other, to kind of like get the like sneak attack on the face teams. Yeah. And yeah, I did like that early on in the match how Bubba Ray Dudley and Goldust were like kind of like double teaming the two heel teams, and Goldust was like doing all of Bubba Ray's tactics with like the street thing, like yeah, and the elbows and stuff like that, yeah. And then yeah, around like the 5-minute point, the Dudley Boyz ended up getting eliminated after her Lance Storm like hit a top rope leg drop on Bubba Ray Dudley, and yeah, it was kind of strange, like how like William Regal tried to go for a cover on Bubba Dudley, but yeah, I don't know if like he just put too much force into it or Bubba like legit like countered it and covered William Regal, but yeah, it was kind of a strange thing where Bubba went for a cover, but then yeah, it just rolled over and Bubba like covered Regal, but then yeah, William Regal like rolled over again and then pinned Bubba Dudley, and then yeah, the Dudley Boyz got eliminated, and then just like 15 seconds after, then Lance Storm and William Regal got eliminated after director's cut from Goldust, yeah, and then yeah, then it was down to Booker T and Goldust and Chris Jericho and Christian, and yeah, the match lasted like another 10 minutes after this. So yeah, these two teams did get like a lot of time alone in this match, yeah, and it was really good. I mean, it was really good back and forth stuff. I mean, yeah, I thought the referee was being kind of stupid in this match. Where like at one point, like as it was like the referee was like being distracted, even though like nobody was really getting involved in the match, and like Chris Jericho and Christian were like then like attacking Booker T and Goldust as the referee was turned around, and yeah, the referee was just like was being distracted over nothing. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, then Booker T and well, not Booker T, Chris Jericho and Christian were trying to use some dirty tactics. Like at one point, as like one guy was distracting the referee, like they were using some dirty tactics. Chris Jericho then tried to like nail Booker T with the tag belt, one of the tag belts, but yeah, Booker T survived it. Yeah, I did like how as Booker T was getting the upper hand on like a Chris Jericho, Christian was trying to get involved, but Goldust was able to stop a Christian from interfering. Yeah, and then yeah, I did like the ending where Booker T like ended up surviving a shot with a belt and a lion salt, and then yeah, Chris Jericho then tried to hit Booker T with the tag belt again, but then yeah, Booker T was able to then just execute a bookend on Chris Jericho and get the pin, and yeah, Booker T and Goldust won the World Tag Team titles. So yeah, So yeah, I did like the Booker T and Goldust here. I mean, they did have some pretty funny moments in 2002, and yeah, it was nice to see them win the tag team title. So yeah, so a pretty good opener overall. I would give this probably like 3.5 stars. Then next up was Edge versus A Train. And this match really was not very good. I mean, this is probably like one of Edge's worst matches of all time, really. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just Edge and A Train really didn't have like very good chemistry with each other. I mean, yeah, the story going into this was like, of course, A Train was the one that injured Rey Mysterio and put him out, and then yeah, Edge also like suffered a knee injury from A Train with a torn MCL, but yeah, it didn't require surgery. And in this match, A Train was like trying to target Edge's knee, and then yeah, it really was just like pretty boring. Yeah, and then it was just like a real dumb ending with like A Train brought a chair into the ring, and then he just eventually ended up hitting Edge in his injured knee and got disqualified. Yeah. So yeah, a pretty dumb finish with just A Train like intentionally getting disqualified like that. Yeah, and then afterwards, then like Edge then just used the chair and just nailed A Train with it a bunch of times. So yeah, that match was really boring. Like I said, one of Edge's worst matches of all time. I would give that probably like, I don't know, 2 stars. Yeah, and then after this, then we got the match of the night right here. Next up, we had Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit, and this was a great match. I mean, yeah, I've talked about it before, how these guys just have really had great matches. I mean, I've talked about like Vengeance 2003, and they had a great match there. And yeah, this match was great too. I mean, yeah, these guys, of course, do work really well together. I mean, yeah, it just was a really entertaining match between the two of them. Yeah, there were like a bunch of suplexes in this match. Like at one point, like Chris Benoit hit like 5 German suplexes on Eddie Guerrero. Oh yeah, yeah. At one point, as they both like were like fighting on the outside of the ring, and like they just like ended up both falling through the ropes, and then as Eddie Guerrero was like still inside of the ring as the referee was like had his back turned with Eddie. Then Chavo then came out and then attacked Chris Benoit. Yeah, at this time, both like Eddie and Chavo were the tag team champions, and then yeah, Chavo ended up nailing Chris Benoit with one of the tag belts. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Chris Benoit was able to survive. But yeah, one point as Chris Benoit was trying to go for like a headbutt onto Eddie Guerrero, Chavo tried to get involved again, but as Eddie or Benoit and Chavo were like fighting each other on the turnbuckle, Benoit was able to like get rid of Chavo, and then yeah, Chris Benoit then hit a flying headbutt on Eddie Guerrero. Yeah. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero like tried to like go for like a submission of some kind of like some sort of like Texas Cloverleaf or something. I really don't know like what he called the submission, but yeah, it kind of looked like a modified version of a Texas Cloverleaf. He tried that a couple points in this match, yeah. And then eventually, then Chris Benoit was able to get Eddie Guerrero into the crossface, and then Eddie Guerrero tapped out, and Chris Benoit got the win. So yeah, this match seems to be like pretty forgotten. I mean, I like this pay-per-view. I really don't really hear people really talking about this match. So yeah, this match seems to just be like a pretty forgotten gem between the two guys. So yeah. So if you haven't seen this match before, check it out. I mean, it is a pretty great match. So yeah, so I would give that match probably like 4 stars. And then after this, then there was like a segment with Dawn Marie coming out. Like this was like during the time where Dawn Marie like was like putting off saying that she was having like, well, she was like engaged to Al Wilson. Yeah, you remember this storyline with the rivalry between Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie like saying that she was in love with Al Wilson, and yeah, this time they were engaged, and yeah, she was like saying around this time that she was talking to Tori, just saying how she wouldn't marry Tori's father if like she would come to Dawn's hotel room. Yeah, and then here, like, Dawn Marie was just showing, like, video footage of, like, what happened when Tori came to a hotel room. hotel room, yeah. And yeah, this was just like pretty dumb. I mean, it was just like stuff with Tori in the dressing room and Dawn Marie just like screwing around with her, like giving her champagne and then stripping her down, and then them like kissing and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, this whole storyline, I've talked about it before. This was just a really dumb, stupid storyline. So I really don't want to talk about this. I mean, if you want to see this segment, I mean, if you think that this stuff is hot, like I'll have this segment in the description, and yeah, you can like watch this video of like Dawn Marie like stripping Tori Wilson and the in a hotel room, and then her stripping down, and then them starting to kiss. Yeah, and yeah, eventually then like Al Wilson then just like had enough of it, and then he wanted the video turned off. So yeah, this was just dumb. I mean, this just seemed like a complete waste of time. I mean, you could have given some more time to other matches. You could have had like another match on here, and you just choose to have stuff like this on here. So yeah, I didn't like this at all. So yeah, real dumb stuff. And then next up, then we had Kane versus Batista in Batista's WWE pay-per-view debut. And this match was absolutely horrible. I mean, seriously. Could Batista look any more green than he did in this match? Seriously, Batista just looked like so freaking embarrassingly green in this match. It was just like pretty sad, honestly. Yeah. I mean, just, yeah, I don't even, like, really, like, remember a lot of stuff that happened. I just remember, like, Batista was really great. I mean, just, he tried to go through, like, some moves in this match, but, yeah, he was just, like, so off. Like, he just couldn't execute them. Like, at one point, like, he was trying to go for a Batista bomb on Kane, and he just, like, couldn't lift Kane. Like, I don't know if, like, this was, like, actually a thing with Kane actually, like, legit, like, fighting out of it or something, but, yeah, just from the looks of it, just like Batista just like couldn't get Kane up for the power bomb, yeah. And then he did a spine buster at one point, but he just looked very lazy. Like Batista just like didn't really know how to really do it properly. Yeah, Batista just like looked really awful in this match, yeah. And then the referee was being real dumb in this match. We're just like where Ric Flair wasn't, because Ric Flair was at ringside with Batista, of course, and when Ric Flair wasn't even like getting involved in this match. And yeah, the referee was just like having his back turned with Ric Flair for no reason, and Batista was like being like trying to do dirty stuff to Kane. And yeah, and plus also like at one point when like Kane was on the outside of the ring, Batista was doing absolutely nothing, and the referee like had his back turned, and Ric Flair was like trying to go after Kane. So yeah, referee was an absolute dumbass in this match. Yeah. And then at the end of this, like Batista then like got the win with a Batista bomb onto Kane. So yeah, but this match was absolutely freaking horrible. Just this is the same case with what I was talking about with like Edge and A-Train. Just Kane was not the right opponent for Batista. Just Kane just like couldn't carry Batista, and there really was not really a whole lot of chemistry between these two guys. So a really bad had an opponent for Kane and to face Batista, and Batista was so green. Just this match was just awful. I would probably give that like I don't know, a quarter of a star, half of a star. Yeah, you'll see my final rating down in the description. But match was just absolutely horrible. So yeah. And then next up after this, then we had a triple threat match for the women's title. It was Victoria defending against Trish Stratus and Jacqueline. And this was only like 4.5 minutes. I mean, I really don't even remember anything about this match. Just it was just like the storyline with Victoria. Of course, like this was at the time where she was like really deranged and just really crazy, and she was just like wanting to be Trish and stuff, and but this was terrible. I mean, I don't even remember what happened. Like I said, just like at the end of this match, like as Trish tried to like get the pin on Jacqueline, like Victoria was on the outside, and then she hit Trish in the head with the title belt, and then she just came in and then pinned Jacqueline. So so Victoria got the win, but I really don't remember anything from this match. I mean, it was just really, really forgettable. So, I would probably give it like 2 stars. Yeah. Then next up after this, then we had the WWE Championship on the line with Big Show defending against Kurt Angle. And overall, I thought this match was good overall. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you did have it was a solid match. You did have some solid action between Big Show and Kurt Angle. Of course, this was like just of course the previous month of Survivor Series with a Paul Heyman screwing over Brock Lesnar and costing him the title against Big Show, and now Paul Heyman was now Big Show's agent, and yeah, you had like this whole storyline going into it with Brock Lesnar apparently getting suspended from SmackDown for a few weeks, and Kurt Angle played a part in lifting Brock Lesnar's suspension, and and Kurt Angle was trying to make an alliance with Brock Lesnar, saying that he could help Brock Lesnar really get revenge on Paul Heyman and Big Show and all this. This was during the time when Kurt Angle was seeming to was seemingly turning face, even though we would learn later on that that wouldn't be the case, and it was all set up against Brock Lesnar. So yeah, but yeah, this was overall a good match. I mean, you did have just some back and forth action between them. At one point, Kurt Angle had Big Show in a sleeper hold and was able to get him down to the mat. But yeah, Big Show was eventually able to reverse and flip Kurt Angle to the mat. Yeah. And then, Kurt Angle was also able to deliver a missile drop kick, And then, at one point then, as Kurt Angle was trying to go for an ankle lock on Big Show while the referee was out, A-Train then just ran in and attacked Kurt Angle, And then, Big Show then, tried to, take advantage of the situation. And then Big Show then chokeslammed Kurt Angle. But then, Brock Lesnar then came out and then an F5 Big Show and then chased Paul Heyman to the back. And then, Kurt Angle then was able to pin Big Show and get the win, and Kurt Angle won the WWE title. And, of course, like I said, then after this, of course, then it would, lead to, this was, just to build up the Kurt Angle-Brock Lesnar rivalry to lead up to their match at WrestleMania that year. So, and, of course, after this, Kurt Angle would reveal that he was just setting up Brock Lesnar all along, and, he was another client of Paul Heyman, and then Team Angle would be formed, and then all that stuff. So but this match overall, it was good, I guess I'd say. So so I would give this probably 3 stars. And then we got the main event, and for the World Heavyweight Championship, with Shawn Michaels defending against Triple H in a 3 stages of hell match. This match was marketed on the show as a 2 out of 3 falls match, but over the years people have just referred to it as a 3 stages of hell match due to what the 3 falls in this match were. I mean, it's not just just regular rules for these 2 out of 3 falls, and it's not just stuff simple like pinfalls or submissions or anything. These actually were extreme matches for these 2 out of 3 falls. And so, overall, I do think that this was a pretty good match overall. I mean, it was pretty good, maybe even really good, depending on how much you like this match, but it wasn't really great. I watched Lundrick's review for this show, and he says that he just feels that this match is really overrated, and he just feels that this match did drag on and was pretty boring. And I guess I can kind of understand what he's saying, because at this time Triple H had a leg injury, and plus Shawn Michaels really was he wasn't really a full-time on competitor yet, because he had just come back full-time at Survivor Series the month before, and so Shawn Michaels really wasn't back to his best at this time. So and this match went on about 40 minutes, so I guess I can understand what he's saying, because the match, I do feel that this match kind of dragged on myself, so I can kind of understand what he's saying, but overall I do think that it was pretty good. I mean, I can agree with what he's saying, that this dragged on, because the first fall for this match, I think like really did drag on. Like the first fall for this match was a street fight, and I felt that this kind of like did drag on pretty long. Like it took like 25 minutes for a winner to be declared for the first fall. Yeah, and I just felt it really dragged on. I mean, couldn't they have like leveled it out to really like give each fall like around like 10-15 minutes each? But yeah, it just took way too long to declare a winner for the first fall. So I can kind of like agree with some stuff that Lundrick is saying about this match, but I still did overall enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the first fall was a street fight, and I guess it was overall like entertaining for the most part. Like it did kind of drag on, like I said, and it was kind of boring. I was kind of like just waiting for a winner to be declared for this fall. But yeah, it was still overall entertaining. I think it was like solid enough. There was a lot of weapon use, of course, which was like trash cans and steel chairs and stuff like that. Then it eventually then like spilled out to the entranceway, and then Triple H then tried to nail Shawn Michaels with a burnt barbed wire 2x4, but Shawn Michaels was able to dodge the attack and he nailed Triple H with it. Yeah. yeah. Yeah, and then Triple H then got busted open from it, and then they eventually then spilled back to the ring, but Triple H was then able to hit Shawn Michaels with the pedigree and get the pin. So Triple H won the first fall. It went on for a while, like I said, it took like 25 minutes, so I kind of wish it would have gone shorter, like 10-15 minutes, as I said. But Triple H finally did get the win for this first fall. Yeah. And then the second fall was then a steel cage match. And and it was like clever how like as the cage was like lowering down, Triple H then just like was getting as many weapons as he could and just putting them in the ring so we could use them in the match. Yeah, and the cage match I guess overall was solid enough too. Yeah, at one point like as a Triple H and Shawn Michaels were like fighting on top of the cage. Ric Flair then like got involved in the match. And then, Ric Flair then, like, got into the cage and was going after Shawn Michaels, But then eventually, Shawn Michaels was able to fight back and then was able to prevent Triple H from escaping the cage. And then, Shawn Michaels then, like, fought off Triple H and Ric Flair. And, Ric Flair ended up getting busted open. And then eventually, Shawn Michaels was able to, he laid Triple H on top of a table, and then Shawn Michaels climbed to the top of the cage and then just dove down and splashed Triple H right through the table and pinned Triple H to get the win. So Shawn Michaels won the second fall, And then the third and deciding fall was a ladder match. And really, like, this really didn't last very long. I think this only lasted like 5 minutes. I mean, there was some usage of the ladder, but there was only like a couple of attempts to try to climb the ladder to get the belt, at one point, Shawn Michaels was able to like knock Triple H out of the ring, and then Shawn Michaels then climbed the ladder and he got to the top, and it looked like he was about to get the title. But then we had this awesome moment where then Triple H got back into the ring and tipped the ladder over, and Shawn Michaels went flying to the outside and went right through four tables. It was like a structure with like 2 tables on top of 2 other tables, and Shawn Michaels just ended up flying right through them, and then that was it for Shawn Michaels. And then Triple H then was able to climb the ladder and retrieve the World Heavyweight Championship and regained it after losing it to Shawn Michaels at the Elimination Chamber. So Triple H won the World Heavyweight title again. And of course, like after this, then like Triple H then had like the 9-month title reign. So everyone has already griped about Triple H's reign of terror. So I really don't need to talk about that. But so overall, I mean, I do think that this did kind of like drag on, and there were some boring parts, especially like in the first fall of the street fight with it dragging on, taking forever to get a winner declared in that first fall. I think it probably would have worked better if it was just like one match. Like if this whole match would have just been like a ladder match for the title, I think it probably would have like been a lot better. It probably would have worked out better like that rather than having this be a 3 stages of hell match, because especially like with like the first fall being a street fight. I mean, we had already gotten a street fight between them at SummerSlam, and a steel cage probably wasn't really the best route out to go. Like I probably wouldn't say like this. Just a steel cage probably would have been the right choice. I think probably just a ladder match would have been the right like, way to go for this match. But yeah, now, for what we did get with the 3 stages of fall, I guess it did kind of like it did make sense seeing how much like it of a heated and just bloody rivalry it was between Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So I guess I can understand why they did this, but just yeah, I felt like it was probably not the right time to really do this with Shawn Michaels really like just coming back full time and really not really like getting like in his like in his groove yet, and especially like with Triple H being injured as well. So yeah, but overall for what we did get for this match, I do think that it was overall still a pretty good match. So I would still give it probably like 3.5 stars. So yeah. So overall, the show, I think I would give it probably like around maybe around a 7 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, I mean we did have some good stuff with like the main event and the opener was good, and yeah, Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero was just a really great match as well. Yeah, but yeah, we did also like have some crap on the show with like Edge and A-Train not very good, Batista and Kane sucking, and the women's title match really not being that really memorable. It just really came and went. So yeah, like I said, it's a very inconsistent card, but overall I think I would barely call this a good show. So yeah, would I recommend it? Uh if you can put up with like the inconsistencies of the show, because there is like stuff on the show that is like worth watching. So if you can really like put up with the inconsistencies and if you're like all right with just like it, if you can like really just handle it and just like sit through like some crap to really just get to good stuff, I think that it is overall worth a watch. So yeah, so all I can really say is just if you can tolerate it, watch it. Otherwise, just like skip ahead to like like the good stuff on the show, because yeah, it just is. You gotta kind of like sit through some crap to get to it. So yeah, so either just like if you can put up with it, watch the whole show. Otherwise, just like skip ahead and watch the good stuff on it. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, this is it from my review of Armageddon 2002. So I hope you guys enjoy this review. And like I said, I do have like something planned for Christmas, and I will be announcing that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. All right. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.